Here's some things you can smile about on your Thursday. Domino's Pizza understands that people might be feeling the pinch now that student loan repayments have resumed. To help out, they're giving away $1 million worth of emergency pizza. So each day, the chain is offering 4,200 codes for a free medium 2-topping pizza. Okay, not a bad deal.
Emergency pizzas.
Yeah, gotta hit the button. Emergency pizza. They will continue until it reaches $1 million. Codes must be redeemed by December 10th. Customers can apply at domino's.com/student loans. Okay.
Can't argue with free pizza.
Yeah, even if it is emergency pizza. Singer Michael Bublé's newest release, not a song, it's a drink. It's called Fraser & Thompson North American Whiskey. It's 84 proof, it's blended whiskey, and it's bottled in Kentucky. The Grammy-winning artist says he created the whiskey brand with his friend, master distiller Paul Circa. Bublé says the brand's name comes from the Fraser and Thompson rivers in British Columbia, Canada. He spent summers there when he was a kid. Everybody's getting in on the alcohol game, it feels like. All these celebrities.
American whiskey named after Canadian rivers.
Kind of an oxymoron.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Barbie is scoring goals with some new dolls. Parent company Mattel is selling 3 dolls inspired by characters from the hit show Ted Lasso. One, of course, title character Ted Lasso, played by Jason Sudeikis.
That one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. Mustache and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, he's the head coach of the fake English Premier League team, AFC Richmond. He's donned in the signature black tracksuit, got the aviators in his hand. Then there's Rebecca Welton, played by Hannah Waddingham. There she is. And finally, everyone's favorite PR consultant, Keely Jones, who was played in the series by Juno Temple. I'm not caught up on Ted Lasso yet. I still have to do the latest season. I know it's the only season. They ended the show. It's over.